The woman had just gone for a swim in the ocean, but when she came back to shore, she was shocked to discover her husband had secretly taken off his pants and fashioned his belt into a loop. Then, without a word, climbed up a coconut tree. Trying to figure out what the hell her husband was up to, Lisa quietly approached the tree where he was perched, only to discover he was secretly talking on the phone with another woman, his words dripping with the unmistakable tone of a cheating scumbag. This instantly sent Lisa into a rage, and she wanted nothing more than to strangle the bastard right there in that tree. But just then, her husband seemed to sense something was wrong. The next second, his wife asked what he was doing up in the tree. The guilty husband quickly explained that he was picking coconuts for her. He thought his wife had no idea what he was really doing, but little did he know she'd heard every word of his conversation. But she didn't call out Jack's lie right then and there. Instead, she waited until late that night, when Jack was lying on top of her, blissfully enjoying their time on the deserted island, and she quietly grabbed Jack's phone to check it. Seeing that her husband's phone, which had never had a password before, was now locked, Lisa instantly realized her husband must be having an affair. To properly punish this cheating bastard, Lisa immediately came up with a plan for revenge. Early the next morning, Jack suddenly woke up in the ocean water. After barely managing to crawl to shore, his wife casually walked over and told him their yacht and phones had been swept away by the tide last night, and they were stuck on this deserted island waiting for a rescue team. Watching her husband's mood plummet, Lisa quickly made an excuse about needing to find some food and crossed to the other side of the island. Turns out the speedboat and phones hadn't been swept away at all. Lisa had secretly hidden them, all to make her husband panic. What she didn't know was that her husband had followed her from behind and spotted the yacht keys hanging around her neck. But he didn't expose his wife's scheme. Instead, he pretended not to know anything. Then, while his wife was fast asleep, he planned to quietly slip away on the speedboat. But his wife opened her eyes at that very moment. Realizing the keys were gone from her neck, Lisa instantly knew something was terribly wrong. But her foot was tied to a tree with rope. Her husband was planning to leave Lisa to starve to death on this deserted island. Jack then coolly got on the speedboat. By the time Lisa broke free from the rope and caught up, Jack had already started the yacht's engine and made a mocking gesture at her. But strangely, Lisa didn't chase after him when she saw this. Instead, she picked up some tools and slowly walked into the jungle. Lisa had actually anticipated this move and had secretly sabotaged the speedboat. Sure enough, as the speedboat got farther away, the rope tied underneath the yacht started pulling tighter and tighter. The next second, disaster struck. Fortunately, the yacht didn't explode, and Jack only swallowed a few mouthfuls of seawater. What he didn't know was that his wife was already in the jungle crafting a bow and arrow, planning to shoot him dead once he came ashore. After reaching shore, Jack frantically called out his wife's name, begging for her forgiveness. But after shouting for ages with no response from his wife, he stumbled into a strange cave in confusion. Before he could react, he suddenly heard a commotion nearby. He never imagined there would be a tribe of natives living on this deserted island, apparently performing some kind of ritual. Only then did he notice the cave was filled with headless corpses hanging from the ceiling. This scared the living daylights out of Jack, and without another word, he fled that horrifying cave. He wanted to tell his wife about this, to get her away from this dangerous place. But the next second, his wife suddenly shot an arrow at him, nearly piercing his skull.